40.
Welcome to the winners for highlights from a very wet and cold round 17 of VFL football. I'll be bringing you the program over the next few weeks as Drew Morfitt is in Los Angeles reporting the Olympics for ABC Radio. Well, conditions in Melbourne were atrocious for football. After a fine week, the rain started on Friday night and did not stop as 8 teams endeavoured to consolidate their positions as final contenders. In the program, we feature 2 matches which had the biggest bearing on the composition of the 5. At Princes Park, just over 17,000 brave fans resorted to all types of protection against the elements to watch the Carlton and Melbourne players slip and slide in a spectacular manner. And at nearby Victoria Park, Jacko, always the entertainer, was not to be outdone as Collingwood and Geelong engaged in a rough and tough battle for the 5. And we talked to one of Carlton's prime motivators, rover Rod ASHMAN, back in the Carlton side after injury. Melbourne lost their place in the 5 last week to Geelong, so the match against Carlton was vital. The Demons looked like finals contenders for the first time in 20 years when they won 6 matches in a row, but in the last 3 weeks have lost twice and weren't impressive in beating bottom side North Melbourne. Carlton looked a likely premiership threat until beaten in the mud last week by lowly but improving St Kilda. However, the Blues were undermanned last week when 4 senior players were late withdrawals from the selected side. But those players, English, Hunter, Buckley and ASHMAN, were back in the side, along with the experienced Perovic, who was back after a spell in the reserves. When these teams last met earlier in the season, Carlton, in a superb last quarter, won by 17 points. We pick up play early in the second quarter, where Carlton leads by 12 points. The Blues started well, kicking 2 goals against the win in the first quarter, whilst holding the Demons goalless. With me in commentary is Jeff Leake and Mike Fitzpatrick.
Melbourne, and good play by the Carlton players to keep it going, keep tapping the ball out.
Now Moore gets Madden out of the way, gave him a good hip and shoulder. Melbourne's scanning very well, has the shot that time, and you can see the wind bring that around. Another behind to the Blues.
That's a 13 points lead now to Carlton as Zantuck puts the ball in and finds Jarrett. The hand pass inboard comes down to Tanner. Tanner's kick out of defence towards the centre of the ground. Perovic tries to trap it, does so, comes down to Glasgow. On to Buckley. Buckley has a long shot at goal. Madden from behind. Oh, a magnificent mark in the conditions. Well, he was due to mark one of those, Mike, wasn't he?
Well, he's behind, which is the wrong spot, but using his exceptional height, just outreaching, Reynolds, as simple as that. But nicely set up really by Perovic, who ran very, very hard at that ball and trapped it in the centre of the ground, from which Carlton were able to drive it back into full forward.
Here's Justin Madden. He's kicked 22 goals this season for the Blues. Let's see if he can make it 23. I think he has. Yes, he's put it through. And Carlton has a handy break now.
Well, the Blues' first goal for the quarter. They've kicked 3-4 now. Melbourne can't get away from the behinds. Haven't kicked a goal yet. Wow, Jones thumps it forward. It's gone 50, 60 metres. Zantuck for the Demons gets it. Puts it a long way out on that outer wing position. Man in front is Hartnett. Tackled strongly by Williams. Carlton well formed there as Austin gets it down to the wing. Muller dribbles it. The Demons going in very, very hard there. And another ball up. 2 quick goals to Carlton within about 2 minutes in that first quarter has really put them in good stead. It's Malin getting it out. Easy to wait for a man to get possession these days and then pounce on him, so the point should go to the man going for the ball, but it's Reynolds for
and Reynolds clearing kick from the free kick marked by Conley. Conley's kicked the half forward. Giles is up there, so too is Perovic. Safe hands of English. He kicks wide, looking there for Corcomelis, and no, Corcomelis is marked. The hand pass on to Muller who took that mark. Buckley has a long shot for goal, but he's offline and through for a behind.
Yeah, a fine mark in the wet weather by Muller. Melbourne really having a lot of trouble penetrating their half-forward line, and English in particular has turned back quite a few drives running up from the back pocket.
Reynolds to put the ball back into play towards Flower. He has the chance, but so too has Buckley, who's played superb football for Carlton. Buckley was grabbed by Flower, and it's a push in the back, and it's going Buckley's way.
A bit tough on Robbie
I thought
Flower.
that was a bit tough because Buckley was right over the top of it. I thought technically in possession. Buckley decides to play on. Flower falls over. Buckley, no one within Cooey, decides to kick long. Chance there for Hunter. Madden is also there. Off the hands it comes to Cooker-Milers. His kick was smothered. Madden has another chance, but his kick is out of bounds on the full. And the free kick to Jarrett of Melbourne.
They're a long way behind the Demons, and it's getting more so as the game moves along. 20 points behind as Jarrett kicks for more. Went right over the back of the pack. Buckley was the man who had best judgment, waited for it, although Wow Jones and Moore were looking at each other. Buckley's 10th kick. Madden again! He's got a feel for it now. Once he took that first one at the back of the pack and it stuck in his hands and he went for it very well. 2 in a row. He kicked a goal from the other one. That was his sighter, but that was from the other pocket. He's an accurate kick normally. Well, not this time. Knocked out of play. Throw in.
Right forward pocket for Carlton. Certainly dominated this match so far. There's big Justin Madden over the top to Hunter. Loses the run of the ball. McClure, who was reported in the first quarter. The ball held to him, and umpire Kevin Smith indicating to the players that's what happened, and there'll be a bounce right in front of the Carlton goal. They've already kicked 3 goals. Melbourne haven't scored a goal yet. McClure gets up, gets the tap down. Clearing kick for Melbourne will be marked by Eck. A little bit of fumbling there, but he marked it. Nobody on the mark, so he decides to play on. Kicks along, a chance there for Giles. That would have been a miraculous mark. English gets tripped, but Hartney clears the ball from the hand pass up to half forward. McClure's there. Hughes punched the ball away from him. Zan tries to take on the Carlton defence, gets the hand pass away. Conley a chance. Here comes Meldrum. Meldrum a hand pass away. Oh, it's scrambly football. Yates tries to break clear, but gets the hand pass across to Wilson, who's been quiet. Wilson's kick towards Flower. Oh, nearly the mark. Couldn't quite get it under pressure from Glasgow. Good play then by Perovic to ASHMAN. But eventually cleared for the Demons, the mark to be taken by Jones. He went to play on, tripped over at the unfortunate moment. He slipped over. Holding the ball, says the umpire, and the free kick is going to go to Tanner.
Tanner taking on the wing, and immediately he sees Greg Healy, who ran away off to the wing to make the loose man. It's Gerard Healy. Centre half forward, there's 2 of them there. They upset themselves. Templeton hasn't had a sniff. Here's Buckley again. He's had plenty. Kicks deep to the wing to Glascott and Flower. Glascott's had the better of Robbie Flower, although Flower's tried to play in front and go for the mark, but the ball's too wet for him to hold them.
Play on the member side wing. Jones and Moore. And it's Moore getting the tap down. Williams comes at it, can't quite get it, but good, courageous play by Glascott. Kicked off the ground by McClure. Tanner was pushed in the back. That's not Tanner, that's Wright. And Wright will get the free kick. Right half-back flank is Rodney Wright as he kicks towards centre. A lot of pushing and shoving there. Oh, nice mark then by McConville. One of the best marks in the Carlton side, and he'll drive the Blues into attack. The ball dropping short. McClure's there. Madden got pushed out of the pack. Comes down to Muller again. His quick kick for goal is dropping well short. In fact, the ball just breaks across the face of the goal and out of bounds for a throw in left forward pocket for the Blues. Carlton 3-5-23. Melbourne 3 behind, 3 points at the 11-minute mark of this second quarter.
Demons really struggling. Have not scored in this second quarter after 11 minutes. Flower and Glascott. And Glascott got behind. Flower in front. Cooker-Milers this time. Madden outmanoeuvred by Reynolds this time. Madden gets his bird to it. Cleared out. Giles. Wow Jones. Perovic. Shuffle out the front. Glascott and Flower. Whipped into Buckley's hands. Buckley breaks clear. A little pass to ASHMAN. ASHMAN caught, running out of route. Ducks a tackle beautifully. Lines up, kicks, goal! Brilliant play, ASHMAN.
The Blues now by 26 points. Moore gets the tap down. Comes down to Blackwell. The kick not a good one. Coming through, taking the initiative is Maylan. His kick up onto the half-forward line. Ball bouncing. Jarrett, dependable. Clearing kick, English. Conley tries to fist it away. Conley comes back. English on top of him. And umpire Smith can only do one thing, and that's come in and bounce. Play between wing and half-forward for Melbourne. Not a very good bounce. McConville tries to get it. Gerard Healy, number 3 in there for Melbourne, but McConville comes back, tunnels the ball out. There's a free kick to McConville.
It's probably not a free kick, but I think what the umpires are doing is trying to get the ball away from the packs to let it flow freely, and the guy attacking the ball gets the free.
Well, there's a huge pack, Michael. There's about 30 players around there. Buckley on the right side of the pack, playing challenging game to Madden. It won't carry for him. Reynolds goes down and got rid of it before he'd taken it, really. Allows McClure to get his, had the ball stolen from him. ASHMAN with great balance gets it out. Chipped on by Zantuck, and wow, Jones, the right place, a kick behind play. Shocking kick. It might come off okay as Miller runs in. Play that for Mark. Strong one. Plays on to Corker-Mealis, who ducks a fairly high tackle. Then kicks it straight to full forward. Then there's an army of defenders and forwards. And McClure a chance. Gets his leg into it. Hands and knees, desperate right for Melbourne. Shoots it to Jarrett, missed him and went out of play.
Yes, I don't think we're going to see too many skills here at Princes Park today. The rain's still coming down. Madden, number 44, into the back of Moore, and Moore will get the free kick. Alan Johnson clapping Moore then, saying, well, you did the right thing. As Moore now with the free kick, but he's got to come back. He was going to kick to the other side of the ground. I think he's got the benefit of a 15 metres penalty. And Moore now comes. He's going to try and break clear of Madden with a run. I don't know what that game. In fact, nothing, because it went straight to Meldrum. Meldrum takes the mark, runs on, kicks a goal. No, he doesn't. It's offline and through from behind.
Where Jones is revving into conditions.
And we move 4 minutes into the third quarter with Carlton leading by 27 points.
Clears it out this time. Right grabs it. Maybe Melbourne's first goal. Will it bounce the right way? It does. And the Demons have broken the ice, and it's taken them 2 quarters and 5 minutes to do that.
Difference now 21 points in favour of Carlton. Moore gets the tap down. ASHMAN tries to get it. Fisted away by Hughes. The kick along the ground. Oh, Perovic tries to kick off the ground. Good play by Giles then. Can Melbourne score another goal? Dool is there. He's been superb today. Trapped this time by Templeton, who's had a poor day. Wilson now from the boundary line high. Chance for Giles. Will he get there? No, he won't. Good defensive play as the ball goes over the boundary line for a throw in left forward pocket.
Yes, it was good defensive play by Perovic. I thought Wilson should have brought that back a bit more than he did. He really appeared to have a shot. He should have really put on the end of the 10-yard square.
From the throw-in, it's Jones. That's Reynolds going in there. Kicked out of the pack. Comes to Conley, the hand pass out of the pack, but it's all Carlton. Austin has it now. English calls for it. He takes the hand pass, and the Blues superb in defence, looking for Glascott. And chipping in there was Flower. Oh, magnificent mark to Robbie Flower. And he'll drive the Demons back into attack. He gets the lead from Templeton, but Buckley was in the way to take the mark. Now it's Meldrum, 23 for Carlton, and Flower, number 2. Meldrum comes back, scoops the ball towards the centre of the ground. Jarrett, there's some nice shepherding when he could see Gerard Healy coming in. But the shepherd was a good one, because Glascott grabbed Jarrett then when he didn't have the ball. So nice play by Jarrett. The kick towards the centre of the ground. Players can't get it. McConville can. A quick kick out of the pack. Gerard Healy can't mark under pressure from Meldrum. Glascott now breaks clear of right. Glascott's got plenty of time now to drive the ball into attack. Matt, no, can't handle the greasy ball. Zantuck pushes the ball wide. Muller is there. That was nice work then by McClure. ASHMAN, tackled by Jarrett, and eventually Zantuck driving the ball up onto the half-forward line. Jones there. Richard spoils him. Comes out to right. The kick on the half-forward line for Glascott. Now he can steady now and drive the Blues into attack. The ball dropping short, and Reynolds, that's It's Jarrett takes the mark.
Becoming a very good player in this third term, Jarrett. It's his 9th kick. Kicks it long. Perovic gets in position. Too long. Crunched by Giles. Moore waits for the ball to come out. He was in good position. Kick going to Giles. No, it's going against Melbourne.
So a little unlucky. I don't think he ever really had possession, but the umpire's very keen to get the ball out of the packs.
Up to the half-forward line. Batsman punched the ball down to the small player in Blackwell, but he's bumped off it. Hunter having a bad match, can't handle the conditions. Zantuck now with it, and kicks it straight where Austin is lurking. Peter Moore, no chance to make up the distance there. So Austin gets a lead there from Buller. Then runs past him to take the handball. Good play and good shepherding by young Buller. Up the full forward, ASHMAN goes in. Now Ashy, the smallest man in that pack, never took his eyes off it and made up his mind he was going to mark it.
That was the secret, Jeff. I think he was the only player that really watched the ball into his hands. The other players were a little too keen on the players around them.
Well, ASHMAN with the Blues leading by 21 points. This will be their first score for the quarter. Ducks around, makes the angle difficult, blazes away, touch, marked. Connolly.
And Connolly immediately plays on, can realise Madden's not too quick on the feet. The kick there towards right. He can't pick it up, no. The ball pushed wide, good play by Jones. Attempted kick off the ground by Zantuck. Meldrum gets the ball out wide to Muller. He cops one from the side by Gerard Healy. Eventually comes out to Hughes. The clearing kick towards the centre. Moore and Perovic is there. Giles falls on it, number 4 for Melbourne. Buckley, who's the top kick getter on the ground with about 16 or 17 kicks, will get up and give the footy back to umpire Rowan Saws. Right on the edge of the centre square, favouring the Blues. They're leading by 21 points. That was Johnson fisting the ball out of the pack. Eventually picked up by Buckley. His half-distance kick goes to Hughes. A long kick to full forward. Templeton there. Nelly a mark to Doull. Greg Healy, the hand pass out to Wilson. Wilson took that a bit casually. Good play then by English. The high kick out of defence. Blackwell can't mark for Carlton. ASHMAN is in there. Conley is also there fighting for the Demons. And there's been a whistle on play. Conley has the free kick. Hand pass to Gerard Healy. The kick towards English. Good play by young Greg Healy then to fist the ball out in the open. Picking it up is Wilson to Wright. Wright's kick will drop short. Glasgow tries to fist it over the back. I don't know what he's trying to do there. That could have come unstuck. But the ball eventually forced through from behind. That was risky, Mike.
I think he knew that Flower was behind him and he decided to take no risk. But it was reminiscent of Kellett a couple of weeks ago. He was probably lucky to get away with it.
A lot more endeavour and effort and urgency in the Melbourne team in this third term, and they'd need it.
Yes, I think this is the quarter they really have to convert. They've got to win. They really have to come in about square with Carlton this quarter to be a chance to win.
Man in front, tackled by Hartley. Picked up by a good player in English for Carlton. He's playing well, wet or dry, doesn't matter. A bow wave came up there as Corcomelis gets a free kick for a push in the back, and Corcomelis handling the conditions beautifully. It gave a shove in the back and takes a lovely mark, and is allowed to take the mark. Bit lucky there, but the push was on. Gets a call from Johnson, started well, started favourite, slipped and fell. Johnson coming back into the game now. Templeton, Doull with a fist in the way again. Conway, but Conville nicely. Blackwell on the wing, gives it to Perovic. Good combined football there. ASHMAN and Hunter when they want it. ASHMAN puts his foot on it, draws the player. Hunter ran beautifully to the position. Steadies, looks, oh, and why did he make the mistake? Knocked away from him by Jarrett. He gets a second chance. He's not having a good match as Hunter. Cleared. The Demons a chance. Connolly abuses himself. Ball out of play.
Yes, a disappointing series of mistakes there by Hunter. He possibly could have gone back, but he realised he was too far out, decided to have a shot, and the ball was well smothered by the Melbourne backs.
There's the throw-in. Jones and Moore lock hands. Jones gets the tap down to Yates, who's been a good player for the Demons. His kick towards Flower, who cleverly fists the ball further afield towards Giles. Perovic, though, gets there first. Chance now for Johnston of Melbourne. Johnson picks it up. He's a finessing play, gets the hand pass to Wright. Wright chips it in short, and Williams will mark. Williams immediately plays on. He's got plenty of time to steady and shoot for goal. Is it going to be a goal? It is. And there's the Demons' second goal. So we're going to have a Melbourne revival.
Melbourne realising the urgency of the situation. 23 points down at the start of the quarter. And now it's 14 points. They've got to use the wind as Moore beats Jones, one of the few occasions from a centre bounce. ASHMAN misses it. Giles in there for the Demons. Almost need fins out there to get through that mud as the rain has not stopped since well before the game started. Jim Buckley, his 18th kick.
And Buckley, not quite on the centre of the ground, kicks to half forward. Big Madden couldn't quite pull in the mark. That was Zantuck fisting the ball out of defence for Melbourne. Johnson with the ball now. That's Wright who cops one high from Buckley. And which way is it going? Yes, it's going Rodney Wright's way. He was the interchange player. This is his 10th kick. And he's certainly given the Demons a bit of ginger since he came on. The kick, though, dropping short. Templeton couldn't get it. Williams the chance. Hartley is right with him. Beautiful pick up by Williams with a breezy ball. Has a shot for goal as he kicked his second goal. No, he hasn't. It's offline and through from behind. But a beautiful pick up then by David Williams on the run in the greasy conditions.
Was a superb pick-up, and Carlton really letting Melbourne have a bit of a chance here. They aren't going in as hard as they were in the game, and particularly they're not prepared to attack the ball and be in front in the way they were in the game.
English looks for a McConville. The kick was a little long for McConville. Alan Johnson spins out of trouble nicely here. Oh, slippery ground cost him that kick. Zantuck to Yates, and across to Moore, 10.5 forward, and Moore lopes away. Cackle, but blasts the kick off. It doesn't go anywhere. Williams is in the way. That's hardly a leg, Williams. Robbie Flower grabbed and had the ball. A free kick going Carlton's way.
The second one was there, but I think the first one might have been there, the legging.
Corcomelis now gets the signal from the umpire to play on. The high kick. A lot of pushing and shoving as Madden tries to fist the ball further afield, but the free kick is going to Hunter because Ick got into his back. So Kenny Hunter, this will be his 5th kick. Hasn't been cited much for the Blues, but let's see what he can do with this one. He'll put Carlton right into attack. There's Big Madden. Tries to mark on his chest and does. Well, that's what you've got to do in wet weather football. Get in front. And if you're a man of Madden's size, there's not much you can do. Reynolds tried hard, but how do you counteract that one? This is his 3rd mark.
Yeah, surprising tactic by David Parkin, playing 2 big men on the ground today. Melbourne only using 1. And it seems to have paid off. You would have expected Fraser Murphy is on the bench to be on, but and in the forward line creating a bit of havoc with his speed, but instead they've used Madden's height.
Madden has kicked a goal. Let's see if he can make it 2. Kick on its way, he can. So he's the only player now in double figures. Justin Madden has kicked 2 goals. Melbourne kicked another goal, but Carlton led by 27 points at 3-quarter time, and only 1 goal was kicked in the last quarter, and that was from a free to Justin Madden just before the final siren, which saw Carlton win by 26 points. Main goal kickers for Carlton was Madden with 3, and Melbourne's 3 goal kickers were Cordner, Williams and Wright. Mark McClure was reported in the first quarter for striking Alan Jarrett. Well, Carlton is noted for their medium-sized running players who have figured greatly in the club's successes. And no one has been more prominent than Rod ASHMAN. ASHMAN returned to the Carlton team after being sidelined with a hamstring injury, and he told me that conditions were nearly the worst he had encountered.
I was certainly very, very close to it, Clark. The conditions certainly made the ball very, very slippery. I found a lot of the time you get to the ball but just couldn't hold it. But the ground was holding reasonably well, but the wet conditions certainly made it very hard to play.
What were David Parkin's pre-match instructions?
Well, really, we just had to go out there and follow the basics of the game, get in front, get down to the ball. We had to have the numbers at the workface, and I think that's really the reason why we won today.
Well, where did you beat Melbourne? Just simply by playing in front?
Well, applications, a lot of teamwork, and as I say, we had the numbers at the workface, and if you couldn't get it the first time, you had to try the second, the third, the fourth or fifth, but eventually, you know, if you tried hard enough, you would have got it, and that's the main idea we had in mind.
Well, it seemed strange at the beginning of the match that we had Justin Madden, who's a big tall fellow, as we know, at full forward, yet little fellow like Fraser Murphy on the bench. It ended up working out well, but was that a pre-match plan?
Well, that was part of our team structure on Thursday night, and obviously we had to wait and see what the conditions would be like and whether Justin could play very well in the conditions, and thankfully he did. He held a couple of great marks, he kicked some beautiful goals, and you know, he really contributed to our win.
Well, the Carlton skipper Wayne Johnston went off the ground in the first quarter and didn't reappear. What's up with Wayne?
I'm not certain. I think he's had a little bit of trouble with his back, and he found it very, very hard to move, and I think the conditions certainly didn't help, and I think he should be right next week. I think mainly it was precautionary, so we're hoping that Wayne will lead us again next week.
You held Melbourne goalless in the first half, but they came back strongly in the third term. What was the story there?
Well, we knew they had to pull something out of the bag. They certainly did. They were fighting for a place in the 5, the first time in 20 years, and we knew it was going to be a very, very hard slog. And to their credit, they played well, and also to our credit, we were able to hold them out and go on with the job later on.
Rod ASHMAN, one of the key players in the Carlton lineup. One of the inconsistent teams in the competition is Geelong, and after their win last week were confidently marching towards the finals in September. At the end of round 13, the Cats were 8th, but since then have shown good form to gradually make the 5. However, Geelong was weakened when their new star, Gary Ablett, was replaced by Bernard Toohey in the selected side because of influenza. Collingwood were unimpressive for 3 quarters in their match against North Melbourne last week, but the Magpies pleased their coach, John Cale, with their commitment and 9 goals in the last quarter for an easy win. One of their weaknesses has been in the ruck, and this week giant Wes Fellows back in the side after injuring his ankle in round 3 against Essendon. Well, this was a tipster's nightmare, but Collingwood's home ground advantage and the fact that they won down at Cardinia Park by 45 points earlier in the season entitled them to be slight favourites. We pick up play at the 11-minute mark of the third quarter with Collingwood leading by 6 points. Commentators are Doug Hayward and Don Hyde.
And another tremendous forward move initiated by Tony Shaw up on the half-forward line. Neville Shaw in there, but Richardson threads his way through that pack of players and then loses the run of the ball again. And there's a quick kick in towards goal. But out of bounds on the full, never looked like it. And again, Gary Malaki to kick the ball away from that last line of defence.
Well, there's Malaki. Muscles on his muscles is Gary. Beautiful kick, right to the centre of the ground. O'Keefe is the target, punched away nicely. Left foot by Peake. Hasn't had much today. Range has beaten him clearly. Bright, a very deceptive player, gets there in front of Morwood. Wow, beautiful, Bright. Lovely football. You caught a great hand pass. Gives a chance to O'Keefe to kick off the ground, and it went like a bullet. I could have played that one, but the umpire says not far enough. Back to Morwood.
Morwood now kicking the ball over the centre wing and getting up as Boz, and Boz flicks the hand pass out to his rover running through at Neville Bruns. Bruns has been a terrier today. David Cloak can't hold it. And Collingwood now in defence as the ball is shot across to Phillips from Taylor, and Phillips upended. Good play, Toohey, and he gets it across to Jackson, and Jackson upended. It's right in front of the Geelong goal. They're fighting hard to score here. Collingwood under great pressure. Jackson again, sheer strength, can't get his kick. And eventually the ball is cleared away defensively for Collingwood up to the centre wing by Jamie Turner.
And the mark is played to the gallant Jeffries. That was a wonderful mark with the greasy ball. Out wide to O'Keefe. O'Keefe should send a long one, which is a very long one. Toomey's in lovely position, so's Cloak. And Cloak, that's a splendid mark with the wet ball.
What a fantastic game to David Cloak. In these conditions, not conducive to the effective play by a good man, but he's doing it brilliantly. Gets it across to Phillips and out to Tony Shaw, and Tony Shaw to Rains, one of the best passages in the game. This, Rains down to the full forward zone, Collingwood into attack, up as Malaki, Richardson is there, almost threw the ball away. It's in front of the Collingwood goal. Gary Shaw has it. Shaw hooking it on with his left foot, deserved better.
Yes, the Collingwood machine is the one that looks best when they swing into action. Some of their teamwork in the greasy conditions has been much better than Geelong. Malaki to the centre square with a wonderful kick. O'Keefe thumps it right into the centre. Running up as Yates, he'll kick off the ground. Courageous play by Jamie Turner. Well played Toomey out to Williams. Williams gets his kick under pressure but covers no distance. It's centre wing position. Banks comes in. 2 against him. And Toomey takes the ball over the line, slips with it, centre wing position.
And the margin is 7 points, 28-21. Collingwood leading Geelong at home at Victoria Park. Almost halfway through the third term. And Cloak again. And now Taylor to the half-forward line. And Geelong defending with a player coming in over the top, Paul Jeffries. And Collingwood with the ball on their half-forward flank.
Here's the tall timber again. Mossop did it nicely that time. Ball grabbed by Cloak, but then he's grabbed. And then it's kicked over the line out of bounds once again.
Cloak coming off the ball now and having a well-deserved spell as Fellows comes in now to contest with John Mossop. There's Fellows, but Mossop got a hand to it, but doesn't direct it that well. Little Bruns emerging with it, but not before the whistle has gone, and the umpire indicating that because no one could get it clear, there'll be another throw-up.
And it comes from Fellows. O'Keefe with it. Didn't do much with it, however. Nice play there by Brown. Kicks it down and running with the fight is Jeffries for yet another fine mark. And accidentally flattened by Richardson, but a 15-metre penalty against Mike Richardson. I guess the umpire's verdict was you could have stopped if you'd wished to. Jeffries drives down to the centre of the ground looking for Yates. Williams can't pick it up. He's tackled by Drum, and Drum did it well. Williams competes strongly as usual, of course. Oops. Hey, Mark. Down he goes. Little Bruns hurled him down, which is good stuff. Drum's not concerned. And gets a free kick. Well, Captain, you didn't do your job there. You caught Drum. Whoop, Williams into him again. Out to Mossop. Mossop cleverly to Peake. Good football.
One could say back there, Doug, that Drum wasn't beaten by Williams. Now the ball is taken here by Peake. Peake now down towards the full forward zone. Jackson is there and goes under the ball again. Terry Bright is there, but Phillips foils his attempt to get it, and it's knocked away. Picked up here by Morgan. Left foot shot by him is offline, and waiting for the all clear to be given. It's going to be a free kick back before the point was kicked. It looks like it's going to Wayne Phillips.
Yes, something happened there. Not the cricketer. Cut it out, Dad. I know your son plays for Victoria. Here's a chance now for Terry Bright. Kick off the ground is good for... Oh, lovely play, Tony Shaw. That was absolutely spectacular. Out to Eve. Eve then drives it out wide. In front, Woodall hits it to nowhere in particular. Picked up by Malarkey, cleverly to Byrne. Byrne then drives looking for O'Keefe, and cleverly done. O'Keefe can't take it. And there's a chance now at the free play. The free is played, and it's taken by Neville Shaw. Neville
Shaw now moving it quickly out towards the centre wing, and knocked forward to Tony Shaw again. Geez, creating the loose man well today into the full forward zone, but not quite well directed that time. He normally does deliver the ball well, and I guess he can be excused in these conditions. But gee, he's been a tremendous contributor.
Looks like Mark Boss now. Oh, Cloak thumps it and thumps it beautifully to Richardson. Richardson cleverly to Raines. Raines then drives for goal. It's a thriller, but off direction. Well, when class cooperates with class, you often see beautiful football. You always do, I guess.
So the ball coming back. There's David Cloak. It's almost like Malarkey said, David Cloak, I'm going to kick it straight to you. And Cloak not able to hold the mark, but gets the free kick.
Sorry, Donald says O'Keefe gave a good lead then, and Malarkey kicked it badly straight to Cloak. It's kick number 14 for Big David. Mossop thumps it. Mark Williams, he's met by Bruns. Williams fights for it again. Hand passes out. Back it goes towards the goal square. Big John can't reach it, and it's out of bounds.
The margin 8 points. And the time 17 minutes, and the quarter number 3. Fellows versus Mossop. Fellows handballs it right across in front of goal. Indeed is there, number 52, annoyed with himself that he couldn't pick it up, and wrings his hands in anguish as the whistle goes again. And a bounce to be effected right near Collingwood's goal.
Danger time. 29 points to 21 with Collingwood in front. Williams. Good tackle. Williams again. Breaks away. Hooks it back. Into the 10-yard square. Byrne is tackled. Richardson. Turns. Twists. Hooks it back. Might make the distance. And it's thumped by Jeffries through for 1 behind.
Well, the Collingwood running players putting consistent and strong pressure on the Geelong defence. Tony Shaw, Neville Shaw, Gary Shaw, and Mike Richardson on that occasion. The ball back in play again. Up was Big Flanagan. Raines is there, number 4, and the ball is picked up by Phillips. And it comes across towards the big fellow Mossop. And now it's kicked forward by Rayburn in towards the centre as Geelong try to get into attack, but there's a little system in their play at the moment. And a scrambly passage of play again. And another bounce for the umpteenth time in the match.
Yeah, Brown was a trifle unlucky not to take a free out of that one. Good strong play by Flanagan. Drum. Been mixing a few incidents with Mark Williams. Tony Shaw giving the message there. Oh, good one, Flanagan. Jamie Turner can't make it. Bruns boots them into attack, and Bright has got the chance. Almost took a good one. Phillips kicks off the ground and does it well. O'Keefe is the man who'll lead in the race to the ball. He should be able to pick it up. He's got time. 2-1 against him. No one. Luckily went back to Byrne, and Byrne then drives them into attack. Up goes Yates and got there first. Nice play, Drum. Cleverly across to Morgan. Morgan kicks to Jackson. Jackson, can he reach it? In trouble. Hawks again. Well played, Jacko. Kicks it for goal. A brilliant goal.
In the third quarter, 20 minutes gone. 30-27. Collingwood leading by 3 points. As Turner puts Collingwood into attack again, taken here by Rayburn, who's defending well across that half-back line. He puts it back into an attacking position, knocked forward there by Big Flanagan, and Collingwood struggling the ball back towards the centre wing. An opportunity here for Neville Shaw. And over the top of the ball and beautifully gets the handball to Richardson, who's coming into the game again in this quarter, and he delivers it well to Williams out on the half-forward line, and knocked away from him at the crucial moment by Reid, and great tackling by Williams. And a throw there by Geelong. Out towards Rayburn. And the whistle goes again.
Oh, look at Williams. I think he's got some rights too. He's a yapper on the ground. But my word, he's saying a few words there. And Collingwood a little unlucky. Richardson again looking classy. Left foots it down Malaki. Almost missed it, but did take it well eventually.
So kicked back by Malaki now towards Ray Card, and not well delivered towards Card. They're not giving him any opportunity to get possession. Listen to those Collingwood fans not happy before, where there seemed to be an obvious free kick to the Magpies on their half-forward line. Malaki knocking it down. Richardson getting another kick, a short kick. Collingwood in attack. Woodall's there, tackled hard by Boz and slung over the boundary line. Free kick.
I don't know what forward line. We're a long way away, I guess. But,
I think it was an evener up there, Doug.
Across the shoulder is an indication it's one, but if he goals from this one, it's a very vital one, I guess. Well, I guess it is extremely vital, as goals are so hard to get. There's only been 7 kicked for the match. Woodall now. Kicks for goal. Nice long one, won't make it. And it's forced through for 1 behind. Justice is done.
And so we move to the 22-minute mark in this, the third term, at Victoria Park, home of the Magpies. The margin 4 points in favour of the home team. The ball back in towards the centre. Cloak getting another possession, putting it back to the Collingwood full forward zone. Knocked away by Reid. Williams runs in, so does Mossop. And over the line it goes for another Magpie point.
We continue play 13 minutes into the final quarter with Collingwood leading by 4 points.
4 quarters of the match. Mossop there. Richardson knocks the ball along his bowling. Good play, Richardson. Good ball control. Beautiful sidestep. And moves the ball quickly to Neville Shaw. Neville Shaw in the goal for Collingwood is good.
It'll be hard to catch now at the 14-minute mark. John Mossop up. Oh, it's absolutely a mud patch now. Well, that's the first goal since the 17-minute mark of the second quarter to Geelong. To Collingwood, I should say. Extraordinary. They've kicked points and points and points. Jamie Turner kicks it downfield. Mossop goes the punch, picked up by Neville Shaw. Cleverly out towards Raines, and Collingwood will sweep into attack again. Raines gets past one, past another one. Steadies and kicks it long. and down it goes over the line, and there's Dacos limping, is it?
Look at the bandage around his
Dacos around that shin. I noticed when he was hurt, they're looking down just above the boot line.
And now Collingwood looking very dangerous here. The ball right near their goal, kicked away defensively by Morgan. Morgan down towards that half-back line. Toomey is there for Collingwood, and Rayburn goes at him, and then Toomey handballs in the direction of Williams and Tony Shaw, who tries to shepherd Bernard Toohey, who puts Williams down, and then Tony Shaw over the top of the ball aggressively as always. Banks has it now. Banks into the full forward zone. Malaki drops an easy one. Collingwood dangerous again. Dacos! Fantastic! Final quarter at Victoria Park, 16 minutes in, and Collingwood now have gone to 45, leading Geelong 29.
Out it goes to Williams. Williams downfield, and again it's Collingwood's opportunity through Richardson. Burns takes him on, down goes Banks. Kick off the ground is good football, that time by Reid. But here again is Tony Shaw. Dodges beautifully, gets his kick, and Dennis Banks is underneath it. Punches it down. Opportunity for Collingwood again. Down they go, crawling after it. And here it is, taken out of danger there by Card, missed by Toomey, hits it downfield, and Michael Richardson, right on the boundary line, slithers over the line with the ball following. He's pushed as the umpire, and the free kick goes to Richardson, and Richardson's done a few inspiring things in this final term. Kick number 15. Down it goes. Oh, great play, Abernethy. But it's played against him for pushing his opponent out, and the free kick goes to Card.
Ray Card. Oh, not a good kick up towards Williams, and Drum comes at him and then interferes with Williams, and the Geelong player giving away the free and roughing the Collingwood skipper up a little. And now Williams about to take his 19th kick for the match. Has done it the hard way today in the tough conditions, and has been a good player along with the other running players of the Collingwood side. Long kick right to the 10-metre square. Collingwood deep into attack again. Woodall under pressure from Boz, and the ball out of bounds at the full. I guess he had no alternative, and a free kick to Geelong.
Boz straight towards Abernethy, taken by Card, ran into all sorts of trouble. Brains a left footer, well off direction, out of bounds between half-forward flank and forward pocket. But Collingwood still in attack at the 17-minute mark, and Collingwood are 5-15 to Geelong 4-5. And here comes the throw-in, big West fellows. Down it goes to Banks. Banks hooks it across, underneath it all Geelong, an excellent mark, taken by O'Keefe, the wing staff.
O'Keefe, right on the last line of defence. And Collingwood now have asserted their superiority with those 2 goals, and it's very difficult to see that Geelong can get up now and win the game. Taken here by Morwood. Good shot, but off the side of the boot slightly, and the Collingwood points tally continues to mount.
Yes, those 2 goals, they took a long time coming, but they put Collingwood in a wonderful position. Malaki, pushed out was Cloak. Burrowing in there again was Williams. Williams and Drum having a personal war still going on. Mossop. Very difficult to get the ball away from any throw-ups. And again, and the umpires really are picking free kicks out. That was there, but they're delighted to find them, so they don't have to continue the game with another ball up. And David Cloak indicates he thinks he can give it a bit of a shake. He comes in for his 18th kick. That'll be a big one for David if he can make it. He slips and kicks it short. Neville Shaw. Oh, it was close. He paid it. It's a Michael Richardson. Oh, Tony, sorry. I knew it was a Shaw, I guess, but that was a lucky one to be paid. And this really does seal the match. His 7th mark. He's amazing the number of marks he takes, Tony Shaw. And now Collingwood have kicked 3 goals in the space of about 5 minutes.
A final quarter of Victoria Park, 20 minutes into the last quarter. Collingwood 52, Geelong 29. The Magpies into attack again. The ball down over their half-forward line, and Geelong now fumbling, and the ball is kicked off the ground there by Jeffries out to the centre wing and kicked back by Toomey on the Collingwood's half-forward line, and over the line before anyone can get to it. It's very slippery out there still. That was Big Fellows sliding across the line.
Fellows has made a pretty impressive return. He's done well, been at full forward all day, or forward pocket. There's the gallant captain who pummels the ball downfield again, and the mark is taken by O'Keefe right at the line. Courageous mark too. O'Keefe. Well, Geelong badly needing it forward now. Oh, a terrible kick. Richardson, the danger man. A lightning hand pass to Neville Shaw. Shoots for goal and kicks appallingly and misses it. But Richardson's class has been very evident in this last term.
Yes, he's certainly been a big contributor and set up that beautiful goal earlier to Neville Shaw that really got Collingwood moving in the last quarter down the cloak. Talking about contribution, no one has made a bigger contribution than this big man. The conditions all against him today. He's taken 7 marks. And coming in now for his 19th kick into the full forward zone. Geelong bustling the ball away. It was O'Keefe out towards the centre wing. Rains, the class of Rains there as he gives it across to Turner. Upended and out on the centre wing. Geelong try to get the ball into attack, but Collingwood now not going to give up the lead easily.
No, they certainly are. That's been the little bit of match-winning football that sealed the match for them. Just about 5 minutes in these greasy conditions when they kick 3 goals. Jamie Turner boots a long one downfield. Mossop goes the punch, hits it down in front, and here's Neville Shaw loses it. Bruns dives at him. Shaw has still got the ball, but can't break away from the Geelong defenders. And there'll be another ball up. In the air, there's about 20-odd players around as Mossop gets it down. It's so hard to get it away. Abernethy's the man who kicks it downfield. Malaki goes the punch. Out wide, and it's socked by Toomey. Underneath it was Banks, almost took a good one. Back it comes. Malaki in trouble. Hand pass goes out, and a kick off the grab by Abernethy again. Underneath Richardson punched away from him. And there's some weary players out there at the moment. Free kick to Geelong.
And Collingwood with the game well and truly in its keeping, leading 53 to Geelong's 29 as Card kicks the ball up to Terry Bright. Bright getting it down to the centre wing, but Geelong very lethargic now as Cloak gets it back to Rains. Rains, a slick hand pass to no one in particular. Rains comes in to get it again, high into the air. It's on their half-forward line, Collingwood. Buse ridden into the ground by Tony Shaw. Oh, Buse reacting very, very strongly to that tackle by Tony Shaw. I think he was going to get the free kick anyway. A bit lucky to get out of that, Doug.
Oh, Donald, really very fortunate. Tony Shaw, a long one. Over the back goes past Byrne. Richardson again. Kicks off the ground and through for one behind. He's really played a sensational last term, as Mike Richardson.
Only about 4 or 5 minutes to go, if that, in these conditions. And Collingwood with the game won 54 to 29. The ball still on their forward line. Gary Shaw underneath the ball, or over the top of the ball in and underneath the pack, and he's going to get the free. And Collingwood players have gone in well today and got in front of their opponents most of the time. And this is Gary Shaw's 19 kicks, the 19th kick. Not a bad shot. Up as Big Flanagan.
There was no further addition to the score, with Collingwood winning by 26 points. Main goal kickers for Collingwood, Wes Fellows with 2 and Mark Jackson kicked 3 for Geelong. Now in other results, in the upset of the round, Fitzroy toppled Hawthorn from the top of the ladder with a 10 points win at the Junction Oval. Fitzroy led at every change. Quinlan kicked 3 goals for Fitzroy and Matthews got 4 for Hawthorn. Essendon won a thriller against Footscray at the Western Oval by 2 points. Scores were level at half-time. Essendon led by 19 points at three-quarter time and hung on to win. For Essendon, single goals to Walsh, Bradbury, Harvey and Ezard, and for Footscray, Bennett 2. In a fiery match at the MCG, Richmond were big winners over the Swans by 63 points, leading at every change. Main goal kickers for Richmond, Roach 4, and for the Swans, Morwood 2. There were 2 reports, Pickering of Richmond for striking Rhys Jones and Rhys Jones for striking Pickering. And in the battle for the wooden spoon at VFL Park, North Melbourne defeated St Kilda by 2 points after leading by 12 points at half-time. Main goal kickers for North, Steele and...
Present Mazda Football